So we're just going to quickly return to this project, Wings Things with Loops, or Wings Thing with Loops. Well, actually there's two there. And after posting this video, Horo made this, which is from a tetrahedron, which is a nice render. You can see there's left some of the parts unsmoothed by the looks of it, which gives it a nice faceted appearance. And Mermaid made these. And look, that's possibly a dodecahedron there, and there's some nice ones where they're looped together. And then I saw this and thought, that's an interesting shape, what's going on there? So I thought I would have a go at doing that, but not with a cube. We'll use a different shape. So bring Wings 3D up, come on Wings, okay. So right click, and I'm going to use an octahedron for this. So here we are with our octahedral shape. Select a face as we did before, press I for identical, right click and inset. I'm going to go for, let's try 60%. Now with these odd shapes that aren't cubes, it's quite difficult to work out how far to intrude so the faces meet. So it's a bit of a fiddly process. I don't know what, there's probably some way of calculating what the angle is, or the amount is that you should intrude it, but I'm just going to do it by eye. So I'm just intruding and using the mouse to set the level. And I'm watching the corner, I'll mark it on the video, where the lines meet and combine, and I'm trying to get the most exact meeting point, like so. So here there'll be multiple corners all meeting together, and the idea is when you select the whole shape, right click and clean up, it will turn into one corner. And the way to test that now, press space to deselect corners and select that corner. If I move that corner on its own, having selected it in any direction, it brings all the rest of the lines with it, which shows that it's not multiple corners, that all the lines have been cleaned up and combined together. Right, that's that sorted. That's the tricky bit over with. Now I'm going to use the edge selection. Select an edge, press I for identical, press G for edge loops, press C to cut, and then bevel to maximum extent. So this is just as it was before really, and then select the whole shape and clean up. Then press space to deselect everything, select face tool, select one of these triangular faces, press identical to select all of them, and then intrude a little bit. You don't have to do this much. So there we go, we've got an intruded shape. Select the whole shape and smooth twice. So to get this effect then with the interconnected loops, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select on the outside here, let's try, I'll select one there, I'm going to select a couple on the inside, and I'll select a couple on the outside here, and let's see, that's one that's on this inside edge there, right. So it gets a bit complicated again because I'm going to press I for identical. I'll press that a couple of times, then press loop, press that a couple of times, and see if these lines join up. You want it to be symmetrical ideally, just for the look of the thing. So I'm just have a look around this shape and see if all the lines have lined up, and you might want to do this a bit more carefully than I'm about to do, because I can always restart the video. And then right click and bevel, and just bevel them out a bit, your choice. However much you bevel them out, you're going to then shell extrude. So left click to set that bevel, right click again and use shell extrude, normal, and then just bring them out about as much as you beveled them in. So you're making sort of a square cross section cylinders, if you like. Well, there will be cylinders by the time we smooth them. So on the right here you can see the geometry graph. If you want to open that, I think it's under Windows where you can bring that out. So that allows me, if I press space, to select my original shape using that control, or you could just do it by entire object and click that. So what I'm going to do is just get rid of the shape that I was using as a former, so it leaves me with all these loops. There are two separate objects here by the looks of it. I wonder if there's a third one, I'm not sure. I can use this graph here. There is a stray loop. Now what happened there was one of the loops that I was using to connect with didn't run all the way through when I did the loop command. So if I place that where I can see it, I can go Control Z, and if I hold the Alt key down and the Control Z, then I can step back through the process and see, there you go, there's the loop that didn't make it up. So if I go identical and loop again and then go bevel, so I'll just repeat the process very quickly. So just bevel it, shall extrude it, use normal, select the shape, delete that, So now I've only got two objects in the geometry graph. Select each of those objects in turn and smooth them however many times you want, and you sort of end up with some kind of alien toast rack. So there you go. There's another way of using this process to create different geometries. Okay, that's the end of the video. I hope you found that interesting and that you'll have a go at making some of these models.